In this video, I'm taking you into Newport during the 2025 Newport Boat Show. I've not spent much time in Newport, but I was impressed. After a few days, it was time to start my journey south, but first a quick stop at Block Island. I had arrived the previous day to Newport just in time for the Newport Boat Show. Unfortunately, the inner harbor was pretty full and I had to anchor very far out. Taking up a good chunk of the harbor was the 2025 Newport Boat Show. All right, the doggies are not gonna be real happy because I am leaving them here. I can't take them into the boat show. But I spent the last couple days, couple nights here in Newport. Really cool downtown, lots of restaurants and easy to walk around, lots of dinghy docks to get into, which is really nice. The harbor master is pretty strict. You gotta watch out for that. I mean, like it was sunset yesterday. It was just after sunset. It wasn't dark yet, but he's like, hey, you need to have your lights on your dinghy. I'm like, okay, but it was still plenty bright, but it was technically after sunset. Anyway, but you know, whatever. They're just keeping people safe. I am gonna head into the boat show and leave these guys here. They can't go, sorry boys. I'm gonna give them a cookie though, to kind of bribe them to be good. You guys want a cookie? What, you want breakfast in bed over here? So the main issue is that it's a 5 mile an hour thing. So like I'm 0.8 miles from the dinghy dock. So normally it'd be like a 1 minute dinghy ride, maybe 2, whatever, 2.5. But now it's like a 10-minute dinghy ride because I can only go 5 miles an hour. So first impression so far of Newport, I like it, it's nice. I'd say there's a lot more high-end sailing yachts here than there are in Annapolis. I mean, like look at some of these here. That might have to do something with like just the depth, you know, it's pretty deep all the way in here into Newport and it gets a little shallower coming into Annapolis. So like maybe that's why there's like a lot of big sailing yachts here, like 100+ footers. I mean, I can see a dozen of them right now. Newport has a lot of dinghy docks, but there were so many boats out there, it was going to be tough to find a place to park. Luckily, one of the places by all the restaurants had a few spots open. I've already published a complete video about the Newport Boat Show, so I'll only give you a little teaser here, but if you'd like to see the whole video, there's a link in the description. In that video, I give you some information about some cool tech and lots of tours of boats. Lots of interesting boats to see, and unlike the Annapolis Boat Show, there's also quite a few power yachts. In my boat show video, I gave you a tour of several of the Beneteau Swift trawlers and the Kufner and Hylas yachts, not to mention a few more. Time for a test flight on the drone. So this arm broke off and I got some epoxy and epoxy it back together. I did do it twice. First time because I didn't have it far enough and the blade was actually hitting the body of the drone. And so then I kind of, I don't know, redid it and then epoxied it again. It seems pretty stiff. Let's take it for a test ride. I've already got all the data off the card, so if it does crash, it'll suck, but like at least I'm not losing any data, so let's give it a shot. All right, normally I just hand launch this thing, but under the certain current circumstances, I am going to just launch it like this. Let it take off. Aircraft warning zone. Okay, but that should be fine. Hey, all right. Cool. Well, it works. For now, I mean, like I could be flying around, all of a sudden the arm falls off. We'll see. In case you didn't know, I'm actually giving away this boat in a prize competition. And right now I'm running a special. When you buy 10 tickets, you get 30 free tickets.
Click the link in the description or head over to sailingdoodles.com. No purchase necessary to enter. Void where prohibited. See website for details.
All right, I'll take that as a success. I was a little worried about trying to get a new drone because you can get drones, but they're a lot more expensive now, and you can't get very many varieties of drone. Like, the only one you can get right now is the same one I've got right now, or like the Mavic 3 Pro. Like all their other drones you can't even get, they're not in stock. And then they're charging like 30-40% more than they used to. Plus then the shipping times take a long time, and then like, how do I, I'm not in one place long enough to get something shipped. So anyway, happy that it is working. That'll make my videoing a little easier going forward. All right, I'm gonna watch the last day of La Vuelta, but I think Jonas Vinigo has already got it locked up. I don't know if you guys are cycling fans, but I am. Been watching a lot of La Vuelta. I always watch La Vuelta and the Tour de France. I always somehow forget about the Giro d'Italia because it's like before the Tour de France, and I just forget about it. Anyway, and then I'm gonna head to Block Island. Had a good time in Newport here. It's a different vibe than the Annapolis show. I'd almost say like a little more like high-end-ish, you know what I mean? Like a little more, you're seeing guys walk around in like blazers and like, business casual rather than, at the Annapolis show, everybody's wearing like, rash guards and stuff, right? Unfortunately now the wind is, right out of the direction I'm trying to go, but it's a little over 20 miles to Block Island. Wind is 10 knots, so shouldn't be too choppy, I hope. I should be able to, it'd take me about 3.5 hours to get there because, I got a little current to fight, plus going against the waves, so I'll plan on doing 6 knots the whole way there. So it'd take 3.5 hours to get down there. It's just before noon now. And yeah, so yeah, no plans really. Go hang out in Block Island for a few days and then see what happens. And then I got to start heading south at some point because I got to be at the Annapolis show starts in about 4 weeks and I need to be down there for that. So it really only would take me like, but I want to go slow, right? I want to spend 2 or 3 nights in every place. So, I could sail down there in 24 hours, basically, maybe 30 hours from here. But, I'd rather take my time.
My crew was settled in for the journey to Block Island.
Kind of weird, there's like some current meeting here. The point of the Block Island is right here, so you have really choppy on this side, much smoother on this side. Let's see if we sped up at all, because we've been fighting the current the whole way. Yeah, about the same. But much choppier on this side over here now, compared to what it has been. But almost there, I got like 1.5 miles till I enter the inlet to go into Block Island, so almost there. I think somebody's ready to go for a walk. I am too. All right, come on boys, let's go. So here in Block Island, so it's 360 degrees of protection. It's blowing probably 12, 14 knots out there, maybe 10 to 12. But, it's a little choppy out there, but not too bad. It's just really, there's no swell. It's just super calm. Last night there was like no wind and it was great. I hadn't, not moved this much in a long time because I was in Newport for 6 days or something there, and like constantly boat wakes, and it wasn't that great of an anchorage as far as protection and all that. So it was nice just having a chill night at the boat, not moving at all. All right, well, the boys are having fun today. So there are 3 or 4 marinas around here, and they all have bars and restaurants and all that. The closest one to town over there is Payne's Dock, I believe, and there's they got their own dinghy dock that they let everybody use, and it's like a 20-ish minute walk into the main town. That's where the ferry dock or the ferry goes to. So we're gonna walk into town and grab some lunch, see the sights, maybe do a little shopping or something like that, and then come back here and work. I've already been working all morning doing my podcast. Please check that out. And then Emma put out a new Flying Doodles, so if you would check out Flying Doodles, I'd really appreciate it. We need to get the views up on that a little. We're close. It's almost breaking even, but it hasn't been for a year now, and I've been losing a month on it every month, and I'd like to get the views and all that. So if you'd really like to support the channel, and go over there, watch it, subscribe to it, and if you really want it, you can join her Patreon. That helps us to kind of offset some of the costs, because right now I'm still losing money on it, and I'd like to be able to keep it going. And I know she would too, because it's a good job for her.
Can we talk now?
I mean, it's not really a complaint, but I was gonna say the only complaint I have, it's not a complaint, it is what it is that the whole bay has a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit, no wake zone. So like, it takes a while to get anywhere in your dinghy, because it's, you know, I got a half-mile dinghy in, or a quarter mile at least, and that takes a while. Whatever, me complaining over taking an extra 5 or 10 minutes, whatever, it's fine.
Crossing over stationary lines, Sharpie biggest. In the boxes on the list of ways we...
It is common practice, you leave your dinghy motor down when you're at a dinghy dock, just so you know your prop isn't up. Pretty much, well, there's a few people that aren't doing it here. But I get it, maybe some of them are gonna be gone for extended amount of time, but you're not supposed to leave your dinghy here more than 24 hours. But it is good habit to leave your dinghy motor down so that your prop does not damage other dinghies.
It was about a 20-minute walk into the main town on Block Island, and it's a really pretty spot.
It's better to show something than not show anything.
All right, cheers guys. Beer 30, Block Island, it's a pretty nice spot.
Can we slow this down? Watching your face turn away from me.
Nice little lunch, gonna head back to the boat now. I got some work to do. I gotta film some stuff and edit some stuff. And do some paperwork and all that stuff. And then, I don't know, find a nice little place to do happy hour or something. So, we're back to the boat. All right, little pre-dawn here. Getting moving. Had a good time in Block Island, didn't film a whole lot. You know, and I'm kind of hanging up by myself. I don't film a whole lot just because, I don't know, with one person it's not as interesting. But Block Island's a cool spot. It's a little bit shutting down, so like first week of December, 90% of the restaurants and resorts are shut down. So there's probably a third of the amount of people that would normally be here right now, and it's, you know, early or mid-September. So it's definitely a seasonal place. But today I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna head to Long Island. I'm just gonna go, I'm thinking Port Jefferson. I think that's about 70-ish miles. It's been blowing really hard the last few days. That's why I stayed as long as I did, because there was like a remnants of a hurricane coming through that you know, was blowing really hard. It was blowing 30 knots here for a while. And then of course now today it's blowing like single digits. So it's probably a day of motoring, but you know, at least it'll be calmer out there.
I untied our lines from the mooring, and we were drifting free.
All right, and we're off. 70-ish miles to go. Remember that old tug's doing here? It's kind of cool. I met a guy once, he bought an old Coast Guard, like a 90-foot Canadian Coast Guard boat at auction for like $60,000, and it worked just fine, right? I just wanted to do something like that. Maybe I'll have time one day, I mean, but you know, I just never have enough time to do all that crap, you know what I mean? I'd love to buy an old boat and refurbish it. It's just, I don't have time. I don't know if you know this, but I stay pretty busy putting out 2 or 3 videos a week. I say I have 2 main videos that come out every Thursday and Sunday. And then I have a podcast that comes out at least once or twice a week. And then I also have Glamping Doodles, which sometimes I let slide. I haven't done a whole lot with that lately. It's about my RV life. And then I have Flying Doodles, which I actually hired Emma to run. If you would, please check out Flying Doodles. We're trying to make that work financially, because I'm losing money on it every month, and I would prefer not to lose money, and I'd prefer to keep the channel going. But like by the end of the year, if it's not at least breaking even, I'm gonna have to shut it down because it's costing me a lot of money. So check it out. Go over there, subscribe. If you want to become a patron to Flying Doodles, that probably helps out the most. If we can get enough patrons to make it worth it, that'd be great. But check out her stuff. Thanks.
We headed out from the protected bay of Block Island. There was very little wind, so it was going to be a day of motoring. As soon as we rounded the corner, we were fighting the current. The current picked up to nearly 3 knots.
Yeah, the current's really ripping through here. It's just kind of a narrow choke point. On the other side of the island, there was like another knot stronger, so I chose this side of the island to come through. I'm gonna kind of hug the shoreline here. I think if I get a little closer to shore, it'll be less current as I get through, because I can look at the water and I can see the different water like shapes. So over here where it's real choppy, you got the current coming out strong. Over here where it's flat, you know, there's not as much current ripping through here. So I think once I cross into that flat water, the current should lessen up quite a bit, because the wind has dropped off to 1 knot, 1.5 knots. So all this chop on the water is from the current, not from the wind. So you get out into that flat water, it means there's less current. Well, my hypothesis is wrong. We didn't speed up at all getting into this flat water. I thought there might be different currents coming through here, but no. So, oh well. All right, I'm just gonna get on my heading then. But I'm doing less than 4 knots now. You can tell there's a lot of current coming through here. It's a popular spot for fishermen. Fishermen like to hang out where the current kind of pinches together. Gets a lot, you just get more fish going through somewhere. All right, about 43 miles to go.
Sometimes my crew gets a little restless, but they have ways of entertaining each other.
All right, kind of a long day. I left, I don't know, about 11 hours ago, 10 and a half, 11 hours ago, something like that, and I still got about half an hour to go. So kind of a long day. The current just killed me. I mean, I was unfortunately stuck in like 3 knots of current for like 4 hours. So anyway, slowed me down a bit, but almost there now. I got a mooring ball lined up already. I'm probably not gonna, I might film a little bit of shore with you, and I'm just gonna get up early and head to Port Washington tomorrow. But I know these guys are ready to get some land time. Yeah. Don't worry, they've already peed and pooped and all that stuff. They got their little bathroom up there, and I've already, you know, they know how to use that, so they're not holding it. They're okay. All right, I'm in Port Jefferson. I got on the mooring there. I'm gonna change clothes real quick and then take the dogs for a walk and find some dinner.